So I'm over here in Excel. I'm working with some data here. It chronologically goes top to bottom. I want to have a cell up here that shows me the very last piece of data in a column. So in this case, it's going to be column J. I want to return the very last one, 500, 169. And you can see what I've done up here already is I've entered just equals and then the cell number. The problem is as we grow the data, right, it's going to grow out here. So now the most recent one is in J47, and obviously this is not going to update. So we want to get a formula that will automatically update to 568 when we add that row. So over here in a Microsoft Excel help column, you can see here the formula is provided right here. It's going to be this lookup. So we're going to copy this and move it over to the Excel file. I'll go ahead and paste this in here. Now you can see it's targeting the B column. We want it to target the J column. So I'll move these over, hit equals. Now because it is using the entire column here of J to J, it may take it a little bit of time. You can see the calculating 8 threads down there in the bottom right. If we wanted to speed that up and avoid the slowdown, we could specify exactly which cells we want it to use. So J9 to, and this is not going to exceed, J500. Let's say J5000. Not going to exceed that, so we'll go ahead and indicate that. And you can see that's a bit faster. So now if we come down here, add in another row, you can see that automatically updated 630. Add another one. The new one is now 650. Come up here at 650. So I'm going to dig into exactly what's going on in the formula a little deeper. I've set up 3 example data columns here. The first one on the left side is exactly like what we were looking at in the other Excel sheet. We've got 6 numbers here and then 2 empty cells at the bottom where we've got the double quotations inside of them. Important to know that they're empty, not blank. Blank would be completely nothing in them. The second column here, we've replaced those empty cells at the bottom with zeros. And then the third one here, we've done a hybrid where we've got 1 empty and 1 0. So we can look right off the bat on the formula. We see the 2 quotation marks in the formula. We know that we're looking to avoid those empty cells. So we can probably figure if we have zeros here instead, we can just replace that with a 0. And that's correct in that that works to avoid the zeros. So that works over here on the zeros. So if we dig into piece by piece exactly what the formula is doing, if we take the K9 to K16 greater than equal than 0, the greater than equal than can be read as not in English. So what this is doing here is it's starting with K9, going down to K16, and it's analyzing all of those cells, determining whether they have 0 in them or not. And if they are not 0, they return true. If they are 0, they return false. You see that's exactly what's going on over here. So the 1 divided by, when you do that, it returns it into a number. So we have 1 over here for true, and then false is div by 0. So you look down at this lookup here. The way this works, the first parameter is what we're looking for. The second one is the column that we're searching. So this thing is searching for 2 inside of this column right here under M. So what it's doing is it's going down through here. It searches the first 6 are 1s, and then the last 2 are errors that have divide by 0. So it's not finding 2, and the formula automatically defaults to the bottom one where it had a good value, where it wasn't an error. So it's automatically defaulting to the 600. And this is a characteristic that's unique to the lookup function. So we can figure, all right, well, could we just remove this 1 divided by and just do true? And the answer is yes, it does work the same way. So if instead of where we're searching for 2 and we're doing 1 divided by this, we could just get rid of this 1 divided by and turn the 2 to true. And that works as well. And in this situation, it's just going down through this column, looking for true, and when it finds it, it returns the very last one. Now this little variation is important because when we go over here to the hybrid, the original one where we have 2 as the lookup value doesn't quite work over here in the hybrid. So what we've done here is we've tested each of these cells for whether they are 0 or not. You can see that it's returning true for all of them except for the one that's 0. Also set up another column to test for empty cells. It's returned that one as false. What we've said here is we're now testing to see if the value in column R here is the same as the value in column S. So it is returning true for every single row where both of these are true, and then returning something different if there's one false inside of them. And so what we've done here, we've turned the first parameter on the lookup value to true. We've inserted that formula there. We look up at the top here in the formula bar. It's colored a little better. We started with 1 divided by the double quotations, and then we've said equal 1 divided by, and it's searching for whether it's 0 or not. And so this gives us the function where it's going to do the same thing as it's doing over here. It's going down, seeing that these are not true, and returning the very last one that is true. So that's a deeper dive into how the formula works. Hopefully that gives you a good baseline understanding of how that works and can expand it out for your needs. One last thing I'll add, if you're in a situation where you have something like the hybrid over here, but you don't want to have those empty cells, you'd like to get rid of them, I have a video on how to do that very quickly. You can come to the channel, look up right there how to quickly remove gap rows in Excel data. What that would do is it would get rid of those empty cells. It would turn it into something like you see over here in the second one where we have only zeros, and then you could use the more simple formula where we've got just the not equal to 0 function.